The bus screeched to a halt under the dim glow of the early morning streetlights, and Ethan Cole, a tired, overworked janitor and single father, pulled his daughter closer. It was 5:20 a.m. He hated taking the bus this early, but he had no choice. Rent was late, extra shifts were needed, and today was the first day of 7-year-old Lily's new school. But then he heard a whisper. A trembling voice from a few seats ahead. "Please, please let me go." Ethan's eyes snapped open. A teenage girl, frail, shivering, clutching her backpack, was cornered by two large men. The other passengers stared at their phones, pretending not to see. Lily tugged on her father's sleeve, fear in her eyes. "Daddy, please help her." And in that moment, despite exhaustion, despite fear, despite the knowledge that he could get seriously hurt, Ethan stood up. Because Lily was watching, and because Ethan had promised her mother on her deathbed that he would raise their daughter to be brave, to be kind, and to never walk away from someone who needed help. The stand. "Hey," Ethan's voice cracked the silence. "Back off. She said she wants to go." One of the men turned slowly, eyes cold. "This ain't your business, old man." Ethan swallowed hard. Old man. At 38, he felt it. Janitorial work had worn down his body, grief had worn down his heart. But right now, he couldn't afford to care. "It is," Ethan said firmly, "if someone's in danger." The second man stepped forward, towering over him. The bus driver kept his eyes glued to the road in the mirror. Lily gasped. "Dad." Ethan braced himself. His hands trembled, but he stayed put. "Let her go," he said again, louder this time. And for a moment, just a moment, it looked like things would explode. But before the men could move, the bus suddenly jolted to a stop. A uniformed figure stepped inside. A tall, broad-shouldered man in a navy uniform, dark blue jacket, polished boots, and a stare that could freeze fire. "Commander Noah Harding. The arrival. Is there a problem here?" Commander Harding asked, voice deep and unyielding. The two men stiffened. They weren't expecting someone with authority, real authority, to intervene. "This guy is sticking his nose where it doesn't belong," one muttered. The commander stepped closer. "It belongs wherever a young girl is being threatened," he replied. "Move away from her, now." His tone left no room for argument. The men hesitated, then reluctantly backed off. The teenage girl bolted to the front of the bus, tears streaming. Commander Harding turned to Ethan. "You all right?" Ethan nodded shakily. "Yeah, just didn't want them hurting her." The commander's eyes softened. That took guts. But Ethan only shrugged. "My daughter was watching. Had to do the right thing." He glanced at Lily, who looked up at him like he was the hero of her world. And maybe, for the first time in years, he felt like one. Meeting the girl. Once the bus reached the main station, the teenage girl, Grace Harper, 14, finally found the courage to explain. The two men were trying to force her to return to an abusive relative who had been exploiting her for money. She had run away that morning seeking help. Ethan listened, heart aching. Commander Harding stepped forward again. "Grace, you're safe now. I'll make sure the police handle this." He looked at Ethan. "And you protected her when no one else did." Ethan shook his head. "I just did what I hoped someone would do for Lily." Commander Harding placed a hand on his shoulder. "Still, you deserve some support yourself." Ethan didn't know what he meant yet. But he would soon. A life falling apart. As Grace was taken to safety, the commander and Ethan ended up walking together. Lily skipped beside them, humming softly. "You're a good father," the commander said. Ethan smiled weakly. "I try. But things are rough. Lost my wife 2 years ago. Been working 2 jobs just to keep the lights on." Harding's eyes filled with sympathy. "And Lily. She's why I'm still going. She's my whole world." Lily beamed and hugged her dad's arm. But truthfully, Ethan was barely holding that world together. His apartment building had issued an eviction notice. His boss had warned him he might be let go. His car had broken down months ago. Every day felt like a losing battle. Yet today, he had still stepped forward for someone else's child. The commander took a deep breath. "Ethan, would you mind stopping by the naval base later? I want to show you something." Ethan hesitated. "Is everything okay?" Harding smiled. "More than okay. You'll see." A door Ethan never expected. That afternoon, Ethan and Lily walked into the entrance of the naval base. Guards saluted Commander Harding as he led them inside. Ethan whispered, "Are we allowed here?" Harding chuckled. "You've earned more than just permission." He brought them into a large workshop. Clean floors, bright lights, heavy machinery. Men and women in uniform worked with discipline and focus. "This," Harding said, "is the Naval Maintenance Facility. The place where we repair ships and equipment." Ethan nodded politely, unsure what this had to do with him. Harding handed him a paper. A job application, with Ethan's name already filled in. And the words, "Recommended for immediate hire, Commander Noah Harding." Ethan's mouth dropped. "Sir, I don't understand." "I read your file," Harding said. "You used to work in mechanical repair before the janitorial jobs. You've got experience, good experience, and more importantly, character." Ethan blinked hard, fighting tears. This is life-changing." Harding placed a firm hand on his shoulder. "What you did today, most wouldn't risk it, but you did. That tells me the Navy would be lucky to have a man like you." Lily jumped with excitement. "Daddy, you got a new job." Ethan finally let the tears fall. "Yeah, baby, I think I did. A new beginning." Within weeks, Ethan began his new job. Stable pay, benefits, proper hours. Lily transferred to a better school. Grace Harper's abusers were arrested, and she was placed in a safe home. She visited Ethan and Lily often, becoming like a big sister. And Commander Harding, he became a close friend, a guardian angel in uniform. One evening, during a small dinner at Ethan's new home, Lily looked up at her father. "Daddy, that day on the bus, were you scared?" Ethan smiled softly, terrified. "So why did you help her?" He touched her cheek gently. "Because doing the right thing means more when it's hard. And because you asked me to." She hugged him tightly. "I'm proud of you, Daddy." He closed his eyes, heart full. For the first time in years, the future didn't feel impossible. It felt bright.